Hey everybody, welcome to the video. I'm Bob and I got 30 years as a recruiter in the corrugated box industry in the United States. And today we are going to discuss the counter-offer trap.
Welcome to the Bob Nevin Careers channel. We're happy to have you here. Get ready to learn something new. Let's do this.
So how do you like getting a new job and then all of a sudden your old company comes back with a counteroffer? How do you work with that? So you've done your work, you've aced the interview, you've negotiated the salary, and you've handed in your resignation, but then your boss walks in, they look shocked, and they offer you that counteroffer. Let's call it a 10% raise, a new title, and a promise that things will change. Most of you will pause. You'll think, maybe I don't have to leave at all. Stop right there. That is the moment where you lose total control of your career. Today, we are going to talk about why accepting a counteroffer is statistically the most dangerous thing you can do for your professional future, and why your recruiter is the only person who can keep you from walking into that trap.
You see, navigating this is exactly like that bear. Good boy. Yeah, you're good.
You know, I worked with lots and lots and lots of people. I see them come and go. I worked with a production supervisor. Let's call him Robert. He was working for a major corrugated firm and was consistently undervalued. He was working 60-hour weeks, sometimes, not all the time. He was also fighting so-called daily fires on the flexo folder gluers, not real fires, but situations. And his requests for better maintenance resources were constantly ignored. We found him a fantastic role as a director of operations at a competing facility, a role that gave him the autonomy he absolutely craved. When Robert went to resign, his current GM begged him to stay, offered him a 15% bump in pay, and promised he'd finally get the budget to upgrade the plant's situation on the flexo folder gluers. I don't want to say exactly what it was, but there were issues. Robert stayed, and I told him that it was a mistake. But he felt a sense of loyalty and a desire for the easy path of staying where he knew everyone. What happened? Within 6 months, the promised budget was redirected to a completely different division. Robert was still dealing with the same outdated, failing machines. Worse, he was now the guy who tried to quit. In the eyes of upper management, he was a flight risk. When layoffs happened 18 months later, Robert was the very first one they cut. Not because of his performance, but because the company knew he had one foot out the door anyway. He lost his leverage. He lost his growth, and eventually he lost the job he was trying to save. He had traded his career trajectory for a temporary hollow pay bump. Not only that, sometimes companies will keep that person if they accept the counteroffer, only to replace them later. Why did Robert stay? Because he didn't have someone like me to talk to in that moment of weakness. When your boss offers you more money, it's a high dopamine emotional trigger for sure. But my job as your recruiter is to be the rational observer, to keep you out of the landmines. I know the structural reasons why you wanted to leave in the first place. The lack of growth, the toxic culture, the technical stagnation, the situation with a machine, whatever. A 10% raise doesn't fix a broken business model or an obsolete plant or machinery in this case. If you are tempted by a counter offer, you need to call your recruiter. AI won't fix it for you. You actually need to speak with someone outside the company. That is super important. So if you're tempted by a counteroffer, you need to call your recruiter. Call me if you're one of my candidates looking at this, okay? Call me. I will remind you of the specific goals we set and why this new role aligns with your long-term vision. I'm not just filling a seat here. I am managing your career path. The AI boards out there and the job boards, they don't do that. We as recruiters do. That's a big, big difference. We have the insider view. I know the market. I can show you that what they are offering you is just a Band-Aid to keep you from disrupting their workflow. Now they got to go and hire another guy, right? And it takes time to get that person up to speed. That's a huge disruption. And so they are basically paying for time, and they will find a cheaper replacement. Guaranteed. The hard truth about counter offers is this. They aren't paying you because they suddenly realized your value. They are paying you to save themselves the massive cost of recruiting, hiring, and training your replacement. Once you accept, you have signaled that your loyalty is for sale. You are no longer seen as a leader. You are seen as an expense to be managed until they find a cheaper alternative. When I or someone in your niche represents you, I am helping you move toward a future. Not running back to a past that has already proven it doesn't value you. So if you're on the fence of trying to see if, should I stay or should I go? Should I accept this counteroffer or not? Don't accept the counteroffer. Pure and simple. It should be already out the door. And quite frankly, in many situations, they will say, well, I'm sorry it has come to this, but have a nice day and see ya. A lot of times that will happen too. When I represent you as a recruiter or another recruiter represents you, we in this industry are helping you move toward a future, not running back to a past that has already proven it doesn't value you. If you're a production supervisor in the corrugated industry, your value isn't in your current paycheck. It's in your ability to drive throughput and scrap reduction, limiting accidents, etc., increasing quality, increasing production, showing servant leadership, being there for your team, giving your team the resources necessary in order to thrive. If you find yourself in the counteroffer trap, you're not alone, but you need to make the right choice. My goal is to build your career, not just fill a seat. Stay in contact with your recruiter at every single phase, even after you've started a new role. If you're ready to stop settling and start building, reach out. We've built a career optimization system designed to protect you from these traps. Don't do this alone. Don't do this alone. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care.
Thanks for watching. Please remember to smash that like button, subscribe and turn notifications on and share with everyone you know. Also leave a comment down below. Say hi or ask a question. Again, thanks for watching and see you in our next video. Cheers.